Oh boy. Okay. Um, I could make this an hour long. I could just go ramble and ramble and ramble and ramble. There is so many sides to this. And the deadline I think helped. It dropped another nuke, is what it did. It really. There's already been 4 nukes that have been dropped, and this just added a 5th nuke to be dropped. And the thing is, I don't think anyone's in the wrong for their opinion, whether they agree with not getting anyone, whether they, agree with they should have got someone. There is so much gray area in between the black and the white that it's like everyone's kind of in the right. At the same time, also people are kind of also in the wrong too. So again, there's so much I could talk about here, but I think the main thing I want to talk about is deep down, I didn't expect anything at all. This is the Packers we're talking about. People talked about, even insiders talked about, like, hey, like, they don't go for this trade deadline. They do off season is what they do. And that's when they really build is in the off season, and they don't really touch the trade deadline at all because they think what they have with the roster, now is good enough. Now, that's not really the case this year. And I saw people talking about, like, hey, like, they went in all in the past 3 years. The Super Bowl window was there. They made 2 NFC Championship games and, a division round, and that's it. No Super Bowl ring, and they went all in for that. Obviously, Zadarius Smith got paid a bunch of money, went to the Vikings. Devontae Adams paid a bajillion dollars, went to the Raiders, and is sucking. And we try to get back, everyone we could and whatnot. We got, Campbell back. I think we extended Jair, right? I believe we extended Jair. Was it Jared Reed? I think there's too many players. We're still Douglas. We switched around Aaron Rodgers' contract and whatnot. Like, there's just so much we did in the offseason, and we brought people back. So there's that. Like, we didn't get anyone new, but we brought back a whole bunch of pieces to this team here, and it's not working out well so far. I think this fan base finally got through to Joe Barry of, hey, we got to start switching things up. Jair called out the defense in the media. Things got switched out. There was a report. I got something in my eye. This sucks. There was a report that came out that someone anonymously in the Packers organization on the defensive side hates Joe Barry, thinks that the scheme is dumb. And I believe he said that there's people that agree with him or something like that too. I don't have the thing up in front of me, so I don't remember exactly what it said. But basically, there's turmoil on the defense behind the scenes too. Or I guess from what that report says, we don't know. We're not actually there and whatnot. Even the insiders don't know. So there wasn't one thing that this trade deadline couldn't fix. Now, wide receiver, yes, would have helped. That I think would have helped. And that's where that's the huge debate this year was, should we have gotten someone or should we not have? Technically, OBJ is probably 2 weeks away. I would say maybe about 2 weeks away from potentially signing somewhere. So maybe they're saving that money for OBJ so he can, we have I believe it's like 7.5 or 7.4 million in free cap right now, something like that. It's over 7 million is the point. So maybe we just give all that to him or something like that. He becomes a wide receiver 1. It's a step up from what we have, and who knows? Again, who knows? That could be what they do. Because obviously they've been in the sweepstakes since last year for OBJ, and he went on and won a Super Bowl with the Rams. Brandon Cooks, the side of, we should have got him. Yes, I agree, but the side of we shouldn't have is he's owed $18 million next year, and the Packers don't want to pay that. So there's that. Report came out that Steelers were going to trade Chase Claypool to either the Bears or the Packers, And the Steelers said, hey, the Bears is going to get a higher draft pick, so that's what we're aiming for. So we'll send Chase Claypool to the Bears for a second rounder. And the Packers sent the exact same thing and sent offered a second rounder too. And again, just because the Steelers think the Bears will have a higher draft pick in the second round than the Bears, so that fell out. Trying to remember who else. Oh, DJ Moore. No idea what's going to happen. Obviously, there was a report 3 weeks ago or something that the Panthers didn't want to trade him. But again, probably wanted a couple of first rounders or whatever. But that's where the Packers have always been draft and develop. They don't like to just go out, get a guy, and there you go. That's not how they are. That's not how this team is. I know it's frustrating. It sucks. When you have a team like that, it's like, let's draft for the future. Well, you have Aaron Rodgers right now in the twilight of his career. If he doesn't leave after this season, probably the next season. He's got, again, max of this season and next season. So 2 seasons probably max, in my opinion, where he sticks around. He's offered, or he's getting a lot of money between these 2 seasons. We are going to be in basically cap hell next year because of that Rodgers contract. Because we just gave him the bag, essentially, is what we did. So whether that's he sticks around or what, again, we'll see after this year wraps up and whatnot. But that's going to hurt us, too, for the future. So that's, again, that's another reason why they don't. But they love to hold on to these draft picks, these round 1 draft picks. They don't really like to trade them unless you're Jordan Love, apparently. Unless you're Jordan Love, it's like, hey, you're right there. We're going to go get Jordan Love. And that's the only time we're going to really trade out. I can't recall one time in Mark Murphy's career, Mark Murphy, Brian Gutekunst's career, where they traded up besides Jordan Love. I can't recall a second time they did that. In the first round, I should say, in the first round. So they treat these, first rounders like diamonds. Like they love the draft for the future. And it hasn't always worked out, obviously, but they have gotten a couple studs. They've gotten, Rashawn Garrett sticks out. Very good. Stud. Absolute stud. And so, it's just a part of me stuck between I get it and let's go all in. Let's go all in again like we did 3 years ago. Let's go all in again. Give Rodgers one more chance. And that's what I'm stuck on. I'm sure that's what other people are stuck on too. That's why people want to go get a wide receiver. Go get this. Go get that. A lot of this fan base wants Rodgers to get a second ring. I think that's pretty unanimous. I know not everyone agrees with his stances on things outside of football, but football, I would say a lot of people want Rodgers to get a second ring. They want that to happen. So that's where it's like, everyone's in the right and the wrong is because, again, these are moves where you could just go all in. Again, try to get these players. But it's like, okay, well, what happens after Rodgers is gone? And, all these players are only on 1 year, 2 year contracts. We have a whole bunch of people leaving after this year, too. And it's, what's going to happen? It's rebuild time. You went all in again, didn't work out again. Well, now everyone's gone. Now you're stuck with Jordan Love and a bunch of rookies. And people on rookie contracts. But there's a balance there. And it's just, I can't say who's right and who's wrong. Because, again, to me, it feels like everyone is right and wrong at the same time for different reasons. But every reason that is given is like, well, that's another thing the Packers could do. So, I don't know what to say here. It's frustrating because we don't know what's really going on in the locker room. We don't know if there's actually turmoil in the locker room or what. Who knows? I really don't know what to actually say because I agree with both sides of this argument in this civil war. I'm on both sides too. So, I guess the next step here is we fix what we can in this team. And again, Joe Barry, people are really upset with Joe Barry. And in my opinion, this Bills game, he fixed a bunch of stuff. He got a lot better. This is Joe Barry I saw against the Niners in the division round late in the season last year, in the regular season last year. This is that Joe Barry that I just saw against the Bills. And I think that he can do it again. But players also have to execute. It's not all on him. If Darnell Savage, Rasul Douglas, you're getting burned by Stephon Diggs. Darnell Savage, again, when you're coming up to try to block or get a, stop a run attempt, and he, goes for 20 instead of 5 yards or whatever. That's also players messing up too. So not everything, not 100% is on Joe Barry. And that's what people don't get, is they just instantly blame the DC because, it's his coaching, it's this and that. The players got to execute too. So I like Joe Barry a lot more than other people. I think he can turn it around. What I'm nervous about is, again, we kind of bullied. Well, I don't want to say bullied, but what we kind of did. We kind of bullied Joe Barry into switching up, and he got, the players as well when Jair came out in the media and whatnot. Matt LaFleur's not so easy. Matt LaFleur does not want to, he doesn't want to switch things up. He doesn't want to do something new. And it's been stale, and it's not working. And I don't know if I saw a lot of change. Obviously, we did get a big enough voice where run the ball, and they ran the ball against what is considered one of the best run defenses heading into that week. And we ran, again, it was over 200 yards in total between both running backs. And obviously Aaron Rodgers had 11 yards too. But point is, we kind of bullied them into, running the ball and whatnot. Can they stay healthy? Can he keep doing it? Or is he going to go back to his old game plan? Or is it Rodgers switching up? That we don't know either. So it's just, there's so much here to unpack. And again, another nuke was dropped with the trade deadline and nothing happening. I really don't know what to say, because I feel like everyone, again, is in the right and the wrong at the same time. So wait for OBJ, see what... I don't have a lot of hope for that either, because he might just go back to the Rams, even though the Rams are sucking too this year. Bucks are sucking. I feel like that'd be another contender that he maybe go to. Bills, Von Miller really wants him to. Trying to think. Chiefs are probably out there on the table too. I haven't really heard Eagles. I don't think the Eagles are really going. They might just get them because they're getting everyone apparently. But I guess that's the next step. Is just wait and see what happens there. But can we get a couple wins up to that point where he's, coming back? So 12 minutes in, well, almost 13 minutes in. I'm going to finally wrap up here. Let me know your thoughts on everything with the draft. I have a whole bunch of people that aren't Packers fans. Let me know your thoughts on everything that's happened. CMC to the Niners weeks ago. The draft deadline isn't today. It's back weeks ago. I think really since the start of the year. So let me know your thoughts on that, and I'm out of here. Like, subscribe, share, and I'm out of here. Peace.